6 years ago, Joyce Williams was given the diagnosis of a disease with no cure. Her husband Sterling says at first, sticking with daily routines helped her cope with the symptoms.
She gets up and makes breakfast every morning. She does the clothes, she irons.
See, I'm from a cooking family.
Williams is part of a small group of people to try an experimental drug to slow the progress of the disease. It's called IVIG and contains antibodies from people who don't have Alzheimer's. The antibodies appear to attack amyloid, the plaque that damages the brain and is the hallmark of Alzheimer's. Of the 24 patients in the study, 11 showed less decline than the placebo group. Doctors were also trying to determine the best dosage, and they may have found it in 4 patients who showed a surprising result: no decline in cognitive function over 3 years. Dr. Norman Relkin led this study.
Patients who are in this stage of Alzheimer's disease, typically, if they're untreated, will decline below where they start in 3 to 6 months.
The initial results are positive, but the drug is costly. Treatment is at least $50,000 a year.
This may not be the ultimate solution in terms of its cost and availability, but if it points the way towards a less expensive and more widely available treatment, then we'll be winning the battle against the disease.
The fact that her deterioration has slowed so much, I think it's all because of this study. And so I'm thankful every day.
With such a small study, the benefit could be due to chance. So we really need to wait for the results of a larger trial that's already underway. Those are expected within about a year.
But John, what's interesting here is we're now talking about prevention of Alzheimer's disease. What's making that possible?
Scott, it turns out that the changes in the brains of people who have Alzheimer's, for example, the buildup of that amyloid plaque, they start 10, 20 years before the symptoms. And now we have new tests, for example, special brain scans we talked about last month here, that can pick up those changes. So there are a bunch of trials now to identify patients at very high risk of developing Alzheimer's. They haven't yet gotten the symptoms. Give them medication and see maybe if giving the medication earlier rather than later is more effective.
Thank you, Doctor. For more information on this treatment, go to our partner in health news, webmd.com, and search Alzheimer's.